Welcome to the General's Gentlemen.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm taking the intro before Callum can. I'm jumping in there. So this is the first cast of a casting session, and generally the honor of the first intro goes to Callum, but I decided I'd jump in for some fun and variety today. So that's what I've done. I hope I've pulled it off. Leave your answer in the comments below. We have Curious as the Chinaman learner.
And Dense as the Toxin. I was going to give it to you though anyway. Of course I was.
Cool, yeah.
So now no, I wasn't actually.
No, you're just a nice guy either way, so.
Well, here we are on Sand Serpent. I made this joke to Blake privately, but I do want to repeat it again. Sand Serpent, more like oil cap serpent, am I right?
You're right, sir.
Well,
you're very correct.
Curious is right.
Yeah. Hola Red Guard. Plus, you know it's an all cap map when not only it's not one squad of Red Guard that gets built, it's two squads of Red Guard.
The terrorists racing for the trucks? No, turns for that instead. That's not a bad trade for the China player, that is, because he was looking for a dozer, looking for something. Perhaps the Red Guard could have gotten the building first though, and then just gunned him down. Yeah,
it's probably better. I mean, ideally, you go Garrison with one Red Guard, and then the other one, like Garrison with that Red Guard, and then that forces the terrorists to keep pushing, and it runs into two Red Guard, and then obviously two Red Guard will kill the terrorists before it gets to them. So.
Now, this building isn't within range of the Toxin Tunnel, but double RPGs should be able to clear that one out.
That being said, a Dragon Tank is moving up. It's kind of the ideal unit to start forcing units away from these garrisons. I guess that good technical play from Dense. The good thing about RPGs coming out of the tunnel networks is at least they can't deny caps. You can even cap under RPG fire or off to the edge of RPG fire. So it's a technical deny on the bottom side of the map. And then...
Oh, a little bit late there with the crush. Is that full of terrorists to blow him up? Or maybe RPGs for the dozer hunt. There it is. Only one's all you need. This work is so deep.
Quickly. It's really deep. It's an interesting play with the worker. Like, maybe you build the tunnel network a little bit further back, because the issue here is that, a China player is going to path over that area anyway, because they have to deal with the technicals. So they're going to see, as a result of that, they should see the worker now. So the worker's been revealed, therefore the Dragon Tank will kill them. So maybe that's a misplay, drawing attention to that area.
Building the tunnel over here perhaps would have resulted in it being finished. I do love Curious's decision to place his airfield over here. This is unscouted. Dense has no idea this airfield is here, despite having a technical run through his main base. So, if Dense goes for Scorpions, he could be in trouble, but looks like for now it's just quads and RPGs.
I'm not sure if these RPGs will reveal it before they get hit by the GAT. I'm pretty sure they get to see it, because it just have 0 vision range works. Yeah, I mean, I really underestimated how far forward that airfield was, but yeah, it's pretty easy. So it's been revealed now. The Helix I don't think was scouted, with that being said, but it should be pretty obvious given the forward barracks.
Okay, the thing is with CNC games, you saw it just then, this is Dense's vision, is vision actually lasts even after the unit's destroyed.
True.
Whereas most games like StarCraft, once the unit dies, the vision immediately is removed. Where in I think all CNC games,
or like, okay, yeah.
the vision stays there briefly, even after the unit's died. So, makes scouting just really, really easy.
So it has been revealed. I do remember that from playing, but it's just like it's such a staple of every other RTS that vision gets automatically revealed. Kind of forget about it. But doesn't mean that these units don't have an impact. It wasn't scouted for such a long period of time that it's going to take some time. For Dense to kind of recover and build up the unit composition he needs to deal with this. No guard mode from the GAT is unfortunate, but the tank hunter pathing was good because it killed it, made the Toxin Tunnel killer RPG, so that was cool.
Yeah, lack of retargets makes me very sad, though. This is nice, he's cleaned up one oil derrick, and that's 2 tunnels now.
It's definitely the best way to play. Helixes can be game-ending, but only if they're completely unscouted, they come out of nowhere and they kill your arms dealer. So this is the next best thing from Curious. Okay, I got scouted, that's cool. I'll just clean up tunnel networks instead.
Whoa, Gatling cannon. No prop Helix here. I'm sure there's one coming up soon. That's extra damage. Those Gatling cannons are good versus the quads as well.
And this should spell the end of the Helix's effectiveness. About 2 tunnel networks is all you get. At this point, they're going to be loaded with quads.
Oh,
2 quads should not be by themselves. That's not good play.
See, if it wasn't for that Gatling Helix, if that was a prop Helix, maybe he would have destroyed that bunker Helix there, but The Gat Cannon making a big difference, and now he's just returning back to the airfield, and actually another bunker helix.
It's definitely, wow, Take Terror is an interesting choice when he kind of needs to invest in, a lot of quads. I guess he's kind of fine. Producing off one arm steal from out of helixes that are on the field isn't the worst thing in the world, and yeah, I definitely agree with that. It's better, in terms of sheer engagements, to have, you know, the Gatlix there. It's just the advantage of being able to heal outside of combat, and recover and build those helixes' health back up and then get back in the fight. That's where the strength of the Proplix is, not actually in the engagements themselves.
Curious doesn't have any supply income. He does still have 2 oil derricks, however. Dent's having the 2 supplies. Still has 2 oils as well.
It's double bunkerlix, dude.
Yeah, 4 quads here, but they're not going to be any match for 3 helixes, especially once they get fully repaired.
Yeah, this will be fine, especially if the quads start focusing down Tango's RPG, or they try and chase them and they're on the move. This is going to be a great engagement for Curious.
Yeah, this is Dent's really out of position here. This ground arm is probably going to beat him, let alone the helixes.
That wasn't even close. That's brutal. Just surely at this point there isn't a critical mass of quads to deal with these elixirs. Must be at this point. Look at this. 1 quad from a tunnel bot. 1 quad against triple helix. That's really dangerous. One of these helixes is low, so maybe we should see it repaired at the airfield. Oh, we'll get sniped. Good stuff from Dents.
Yeah, so he should have retargeted or removed the helix to have it a bit safer from the side, because they have plenty of range, the bunker helixes. Didn't need to be that close. And right now, this tunnel, clearing the tunnel's nice, but destroying the oil derrick should also be a top priority.
Actually focusing on the Gatlix there, that's interesting.
Oh, he's going to go for the cap. Okay, that's why.
Yeah, it should work out. I'm going to take out the oil derrick as well. What kind of a position does Dents have on this lower island is kind of what I want to know. We haven't seen much of it starting to push in. It's a decent amount of units. We also have the Palace going down there. That's going to be nice against the helixes. Will stop them from denying supplies or denying tunnel networks in that area. The Palace certainly fire these helixes.
Nice firewall. Oil derrick barely survives.
Can the Palace fire air units?
Yeah, it can.
Yeah, it can.
It's like a garrison.
Yeah. I just second guessed myself whether it could, but no. I'll take a word for it.
So, Curious losing out on denying a fair bit of cash there, given that he went for the cap but didn't get it in the end. He should be able to snipe this from the side with the bunker helix.
Yeah, it'll take some MLG Pro Helix micro, but should be able to do it. Curious, a pretty decent player. This is where the first tunnel network should have been.
Oh yeah.
It is going to be revealed. Even without the command center, Curious is on point. Very nice to deny. Working gets taken down.
So there's the CC. So I'm sure we'll have the Arty Strike available. If the tunnel's finally going to go down here. So that's, the problem when you only have 1 dozer, going for repairs like that is very risky.
Yeah, definitely. So it all goes down. This is a nice Dragon Tank push. I was going to say that a benefit of taking the oil derrick down low is that a level 1 Arty Strike will actually take it out, which is, you know, a level 1 Arty Strike doesn't take out much.
So will a veteran see 1 Dragon Tank?
Yes, that will work nicely since the push has come through and so actually opened up an attack path for Curious, which is nice, but good also to see that Dents hasn't overcommitted to his own base, because I mean that's the more harassable route. If we think about, you know, which can Curious attack easier, like the kind of the natural, or I guess the main for Dents where he actually spawned, or the very defensive position Dents is set up on the bottom island. Bottom island, much harder to attack, more garrisons, tunnel networks, there are stinger sites down there. So all Dents really has at the top is the buildings that he started the game with. He has his arms steel, even has a stinger site there in case the helix is pushed over in that direction.
If he sniped out that tunnel, he could have caught all the quads out of position when going for the south. They're actually out of position now, though.
And
so
there's only 1 RPG inside the palace.
Oh, man.
Oopsie.
That's going to be a palace down for 3. There is... I certainly hope there's a black market already being built. Oh, maybe there isn't. Jarman's finished. Yeah, he should have built 1 black market just so he can start getting those upgrades.
Should have started the scaffold. If anything.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Yeah, definitely. There isn't anything inside the base, is there? The main?
No, I don't think so.
Okay, it's a bit of a mistake, but
maybe he shouldn't have cash.
Yeah, definitely possible.
I guess he wanted to
he's
Jarman
floating,
out
so,
more than anything.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a bit of a misplay. I don't know what this... Oh, God. I forgot about this. This is the one bad part about GLA toxins.
He could use them to force fire them and just pick up the scrap with the scorpion. That would at least be a decent use for the toxin tractors.
Or just set one on every oil derrick and just contaminate,
Yeah.
just in case like a random red guard walks past. So I do like that Dents is committed to this quad push. I think it was a mistake. I don't believe this was the correct choice by Dents. It's not like he can close the game out before Curious can get ground units on the field. So I don't like the push, but committing to it was the correct choice.
Oh man,
this
Curious
is bad play by
throwing
Curious.
away so many units. This choke point is really small. He could have firewalled that and then just waited until he had several outposts. He can't attack into this with his helixes. There's just so many quads there. Maybe if he has them all drawing their focus on the outpost, perhaps he is going to have some kind of an arty strike soon, but he's already used his carpet bomb, and I doubt that's going to be available in the next minute or so.
No, probably not. Not before these quads can close out the game. I mean, I was kind of wrong there, but only because Curious threw away his units. If he actually just kept anything inside his base or fought on that choke point, he'd be in a fantastic position, but throwing away this much stuff, no.
Great dodge there. Maybe he'll get 2 quads.
Not even 2.
One quad. Jarman's actually revealed here. Oh, the dozer could get stolen.
And this is a massive misplay from Curious. He isn't even responding to the split up from the quads. At the very least, he could have picked off one of these groups.
There we go.
This is just not good play at all. Now the Helixes are still going to have to fight 4 quads.
Yeah, that was very late. You're right. Okay, he's going to clean this army up. One of those helixes is quite low. That's one of the... is that a prop helix? There's a Gatling helix, the one that's being focused down.
So, should be able to win this. Surely he has to take this fight. Surely.
He's waiting for regen. Okay, now he has the wounded Gatling. It's right in the middle, so maybe that should go at the back. Okay, quads need to retarget this one.
Perfect.
Pretty late retarget there. We'll get the Gatling helix, but that's okay.
Yeah.
That one's not a... Well, I guess it was important there for the Jarman, which I'm guessing has been destroyed by now.
Yeah. Oh, on the mines.
Ooh.
Yeah. RIP Jarman goes down. Very nice play by Curious in terms of how he flew the helixes in. But that's all that Dents could have gotten out of that engagement is the Gatlix anyway. So it's even though he did micro it very well, it's not the worst case scenario. It's just that was the scenario that was always going to happen.
Yeah, he could have played that a lot better. As you said, if he went in with the helixes as the carpet bomb made him split his unit up. What he also could have tried to do is try to bait the helix, bait the quad retarget. So he gets the Gatling helix in the back of the helix line and gets ready to move it away. So the moment it gets retargeted, it just flies out of range. And then if the quads chase, they're going to be, moving it, firing at half their speed. Now these helixes are both vetted up. One of which is fully heroic. The other one is veterancy 2. That's very important though. That makes them quite tough. And it's all he has though. Oh man, there's actually a tunnel that lets... Oh no, tunnel. He just walked into his base.
Just walk the quads in, yeah. Oh, uh-oh, Dents, you know about these mines, don't walk into them.
No, he needs to get this dozer alive for the repair. He really shouldn't lose this one.
It's getting
cut
away now, it's too late though.
Oh, big mistake.
It's a pretty huge misplay. The difference between a repairing dozer and not a repairing dozer is pretty huge when there's only limited numbers of units attacking. This is very nice outpost micro with that being said, abusing its range advantage over the quads. With that being said, again, the movement from Dents is perfect. It actually rolls the quads in and forces the outpost into a bad engagement.
Okay, that outpost is going to survive. Curious, can't afford a dozer anymore.
There's a carpet bomb going in, I think. Yeah, actually onto the defenses to allow the helixes to push in. So there's only holes left now. This is the perfect use for the carpet bomb. We'll take a lot of these base defenses, but only if Curious can save his own base. Oh no, the quad's moving. You'll probably lose this engagement.
There's still supply over there. He actually uses the cash steal. So that's going to give him access to a dozer. Oh man, there's so many quads.
There's a lot of quads.
Oh, really good targeting there.
Nice.
There was no barricades, so these helixes are destroying these buildings pretty quickly.
Okay, so Curious can get a lot of work done with carpet bombs. The issue being... Oh, there's an arty strike now as well. Okay, there's another general's point. Perfect. He needs something to do with these quads. Again, the quads won't get taken out. This is just excellent Helix micro. Taking down individual quads.
Wow.
Sniping down like isolated base defenses. Doing so much with such a limited number of units is really amazing. There are a lot of mines on the field. It's going to be limiting the quad's mobility, which
Oh,
is fantastic.
EMP.
That's a nasty EMP.
Yeah, so close to the edge of the map. It's going to be all 4 quads disabled. Helixes are there, as are the outposts. Dents may have lost all his quads.
Oh!
GG is called.
You are victorious.
Yeah, Dents didn't actually need to close the game there. He had both of those middle supplies, and he had several quads. He has RPGs in those garrisons. All he needed to do was just play out the economy, because Curious had no income. He also had imperfect support powers because he locked in the level 1 cash deal, which generally isn't what you want, but I think he was desperate there because he couldn't afford a dozer. So yeah, that was really good Helix micro, but I think Dent's being a little bit too keen to close that game out when he just didn't need to. There was no hackers.
Yeah, I mean, no, probably didn't need to close them out. The support powers were great. So he ended up, hang on, let's count the general's points out. He had level 2 RD strike, carpet bomb, EMP, cash deal. So there's the 5. Is what he actually had. Those abilities are actually awesome for eventually sniping down what Dents had in terms of a base. As you saw with the carpet bomb that took down the base defenses to the holes, allowed the helixes to move in and clean up. But as long as you have 10 quads inside of a tunnel network, that doesn't apply and it doesn't matter. As long as you have one tunnel network that doesn't get sniped down by the carpet bomb, you're in a bad spot, because helixes can't clean up if there's 10 quads on the field. They just can't do anything. So I definitely agree with you there that Dents could have played it out economically, and he probably got a bit too ahead of himself trying to close the game and ended up losing to the EMP, which he should have expected, because he saw the level 2 RD strike came in and he knew the cash deal came out, would have known that Curious had the 5 generals points, was a 5-star general, and therefore had access to the EMP. So that should have been a consideration for Dents, that the EMP was active and could have been used by Curious, but he didn't expect that, and the quads got sniped. So
Yeah, and that the offensive EMP doesn't work against the GLA. They just go in a tunnel, and sure, you disable the tunnel, but the quads can just pop from a different tunnel.
Yeah.
So EMP is great defensively, and offensively, even depending on who you're versing. But against a GLA with tunnels, they can just pop all their units inside of those. But that'll wrap us up. That was a really fun game. Thanks for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed this one. And if you do want to support our efforts, you can support us on Patreon. And I feel like we should issue an apology for posting 4 CNC games in a row that didn't have game sounds.
ooh, ouch.
Yeah, we had a problem with this. Well, for some reason, OBS wasn't recording the game sounds, even though we heard the game sounds, and it was showing that it was recording the game sounds. So that was weird. And we're using a different software, NVIDIA Shadow Play, so that won't be a problem, hopefully, anymore.
Yeah, hopefully we've rectified that, because it was it was a bit of an issue.
Which is kind of annoying, though.
It was really annoying.
because-
It wasn't anything we could do about it, really.
Yeah,
So,
and we need OBS to stream, so at some point I'm going to have to try and fix that, even though I've tried. But either way, I shall leave my ranting for another time.
thank you for tuning in. Hope you enjoyed the game.